All right. Welcome back to No BS Just News with Steve. As always, I'm your host. Thanks for tuning in to the best YouTube around. Just kidding. Hey, thank you. I'm back. Long weekend. Had some things going on. If you caught my last video, then you will know that I had some adversity I was dealing with that is still continuing to this day. But hey, life goes on, right? I mean, you gotta get up, get dressed, brush your teeth, and keep it moving. Hopefully you shower. At least scrape your teeth, though. You might shower before you go to bed. Anyway, folks, as you probably know by now, the House passed the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan. It is now back to the House for a vote. It could be voted on today. That's because the Senate removed the federal minimum wage of $15. They also removed the unemployment of $400 down to $300. They reduced the income limits for the $1,400 stimulus checks. So it goes back to the House. If there is no objections in the House, then it could be voted on by today, latest tomorrow, and move to the president for signature. And then checks will start going out a week to two after the president signs the bill into law. If it's anything like last check, second stimulus check, they'll go out the next day. Now, when that happens, I don't know if it's going to hit bank accounts that are closed still, or if they're going to just mail the check because their system recognized that the bank account was closed. That I don't know, so stay tuned for updates on that. I'm not entirely sure, but Nancy Pelosi did say President Biden promised the Americans relief, so relief they will get. Hoorah. That's what she said, so we'll see. It's got to get back through the House, so if they object to something, it's all bad. Another thing I saw, Kyrsten Sinema, who's a Democrat from Arizona, there's video of her walking. It looked like she was literally on her way out for the day. She walked to the Senate floor. She looked and she did a thumbs down on the minimum wage. Just quickly. Walked over, thumbs down, walked out. Now there's a big movement downtown at the Capitol, calling for her resignation and calling for her to, get rid of the filibuster and agree to the $15 minimum wage. Wasting your time, folks. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. She probably didn't realize that video was going to surface. However, it did. But pretty weak in my opinion. You just walk in and you thumbs down it. Anyway, I'm sure she had a lot of conversation before she just decided to exit. Oh, by the way, I got to go give my thumbs down on the old $15 minimum wage vote. Anyway, in other news, a federal judge ruled Monday that Jacob Chansley from Arizona will remain behind bars pending his court trial from the January 6th siege on the Capitol. He says it was not an attack, there was no threats, there was no this, no that. The man is not living in reality. 5 people died in that siege on the old Capitol. You got to expect, if you're going to act a fool, then you will be prosecuted as a fool, right? Especially when you're trespassing and it's just not like your normal Circle K, or you've been banned from Walmart and they trespass violated you, or whatever. You're talking about the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., and you were sitting in President Mike Pence's chair at the time, raising the flag, and which is fine. However, you were inside the Capitol building on the Senate floor without any type of authorization to be there. On top of on top of thousands of other Americans that were doing the same thing. They've arrested now 300 other Americans identified in the siege on the and I call it siege, that's what the news is referring to it as, on the Capitol. So he's facing up to 20 years in federal prison for that. Dumb. Totally dumb. He was on 60 Minutes and said it wasn't an attack. There was no violence behind it. Wake up, bro. Wake up. A judge said, listen, your reality is not reality. I'm not letting you out. You are going to face penalties for what you did. There's no guarantee if I let you out that you'll come back to court. You could flee, which I don't think he would. However, you are going to remain behind bars until your trial. Meaning, when you go to trial and if you're convicted, you will continue to remain behind bars until your sentence expires. So, that's pretty big, because the man is not a dummy. He's actually pretty well versed. His reality is brutal. I believe his wife is a doctor here in Arizona. So just a big mistake. A big mistake. You know, he said he was following Trump's order and he thought Trump had his back and blah, blah, blah. And he's an American patriot and he's this and he's that. What he is he's sitting in a federal holding cell eating slop. Well, he's getting a vegan diet because they moved him. They did honor that. However, he's going to be probably for a good at least 5 to 10 years. I don't know if he'll get the max, be doing some time behind bars. So he'll have a lot of time to reflect on his actions. Your actions dictate the outcome of how your life is going to be. So remember that. You have to be accountable for your actions. And if you're not, then don't cry about it. Because that's a big, big, big deal. You just roll into the Capitol building after they broke windows and... Think about it, Jacob. Think about it, buddy. You're not going to get out. They're going to prosecute you. And they're going to prosecute the 300 people that they've arrested because it's an attack on the damn Capitol, son. It is what it is. You have to be accountable for your actions. And right now, you're not being accountable. Anyway, y'all, that's what it is. And that's where he's at. I don't know if he'll get 20 years. I don't know how much time he'll get. I do believe he will get some time because of the act of violence that isn't seen in the eyes of the court, and the eyes of the nation, and the eyes of President Biden. He thought President Trump was going to pardon him. He did not. So he sits in a federal facility awaiting trial, and I don't know when that trial is set to begin. However, he will remain behind bars until he's either exonerated or convicted, and he does his time, and then he gets out. In other news, a Costco pharmacist is now being sued for making a joke to a man's ex-wife about an erectile dysfunction medication. The man is now suing Costco and the pharmacist for the statements made. Now, this is one of the first times this has ever happened. Under the federal law, there is some type of medical, they were just talking about it, some type of lawsuit, and it doesn't have to do with like HIPAA and the EEOC. It has to do with the statement made. So I'm going to read more into that, and I'll bring you a follow-up on that. But the guy's he's going to settle out of court, and he's going to get paid for that simple slander statement from the pharmacist. And, the pharmacist probably doesn't have a job anymore, nor does he have a pharmacy license. Not a thing to joke about, right? You got to be very careful in your profession. There's another example of your actions dictate the way your life will be lived. Not a good thing. All that schooling and all that training, and it's a pretty good salary as a pharmacist to say one simple thing, and you're out. Hasta luego, bro. So I don't know. I've been reflecting a lot, and adversity is brutal. I got a family member going through it big time, and prayers to him. I'm going through it with some personal things here. I'm not going to get into it. Those of you that know me know what I got going on, and I got a busy job too, and it is what it is. I do my best. I've had to take a lot of time off work in the last year or so. However, you got to deal with your personal life too, or it'll affect you in your career. It's easier said than done, I know. But like I said in my last video, it was easier for me working inside a prison facility because I was nonstop busy, supervising my officers, running the yard, making sure the inmates were in compliance, breaking up fights, finding weapons, searching for drugs, just you name it. There was all kinds of stuff going on. Interviewing inmates, interviewing officers, investigating inmates. I still do things that are similar to that. However, it's different. It's just different. I'm not constantly moving. I'm constantly busy, but it's more an administrative type of busy. I still do investigations and things like that. However, I'm not constantly moving, and my mind is, so it's harder to drop the adversity at the door in my current position. However, I've been able to manage to do that. But, it's tough. And I also think that, the way society is now, they try to, certain individuals try to get over on the way processes are done and the way that the system works and the way that, companies have their processes in place. And it annoys me. Just be an upstanding citizen. Come into work, do your job, go home, deal with what you need to outside of work, and do the best you can inside of work. I just don't utilize things that are going to get you in trouble to benefit you in the short time, because it's only short-lived. Go about things right and do your job. That's it. I'm far from perfect, and I never claim to be, but people use and abuse the system, processes, and I'm trying to be careful here without going into detail, but I think you know what I mean. But unemployment is set to expire March 14th, which is Sunday. If the bill gets voted on today in the House and they do pass it, it will be to President Biden by probably Thursday or Friday. He'll sign it. It'll be into law, and then the IRS will begin to send out the $1,400 stimulus checks. Unemployment will continue. Some of the moratoriums will continue. State and local aid will get their funding. PPP loans will be back in effect. So it's a lot of good things in the bill. But there's a lot of things that don't apply to COVID. It's a lot of money, and it'll affect generations to come. Who knows if you'll have Social Security when you get to the age of that retirement. who knows? I really believe that we're already in a recession, but I truly believe not only with that recession, we are going to see the housing market decline quickly. Yes, it's at the top of its game right now. Of course it is. But it's going to crash, folks. I've been saying that for a while now. Just mark my words. Listen to what I say. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. Not everybody agrees with everybody. It's my opinion. I'm entitled to that. But I truly do believe that it's coming. It's coming. The government has sent out trillions of dollars. Where are they getting that money? So I don't know. We'll see. The economy is about to be all the way back open. I think mask mandates will eventually just go away. Businesses don't have to abide by them here in Arizona. Now they're saying if you have your second shot from the COVID vaccine, you can gather in groups without a mask, but wear your mask in public. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is just a one-time shot. A family member of mine just got that, didn't have any side effects or symptoms from that, so that's good. Some more of my family get their second vaccine coming up. So if you can, get vaccinated. They had LeBron James on the other night, and he's against the vaccine. He's on the fence. I don't know. It's up to you. But it definitely helps if you catch COVID to not be as sick, is what they're saying. Kind of like the flu. If you get the flu shot and you catch the flu, you shouldn't be as sick as you would be without having been vaccinated. So I don't know. But anyway, y'all, thanks for tuning in. I definitely appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe. And do me a favor, hit that like button. It helps with the algorithm and with YouTube, get my videos seen and getting my message out there. But y'all have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.